"This is without a doubt the messiest cabin I have ever seen," Christy Huddleston exclaimed. Dr. Neil MacNeill gave a hearty laugh. "I'm a doctor, Christy, not a housekeeper." "Look at this dust!" Christy wrote her name in the thick dust layering a cupboard full of medical books. "It's a good thing you don't perform surgery in this room." "Actually, I do on occasion." Christy pointed to a stuffed deer head mounted on the wall. "Those antlers are covered with spider webs, Neil." Dr. MacNeill crossed his arms over his chest, hazel eyes sparkling. "I was under the impression you were sent here by Miss Alice to pick up some medical supplies. If I'd known there was going to be a housekeeping inspection, I would have prepared." Playfully, he tossed a feather duster at Christy. "Since you're so concerned, please feel free to take a whack at the dust." "I can't stay that long. Besides, anyone who can perform delicate surgery can surely figure out how to operate a feather duster," Christy replied, laughing. "Before heading back to the mission, I thought I'd say hello to your new neighbors. How are the Washingtons doing, anyway?" "Just getting settled in," the doctor began, filling a small glass bottle with the dark, bitter-smelling medicine he and Miss Alice used to treat whooping cough. "They're in that abandoned cabin, but it's going to need a lot of repairs. Nice family, 4 kids, 3 school-aged." "That'll bring my grand total up to 70 students," Christy said. "Amazing. When I decided to come here to cut our gap to teach, I pictured perhaps 20 children in my schoolroom at the most, but 70! That's quite a handful." The doctor grinned. He was a big man with rugged, handsome features that looked like they'd been chiseled out of rough stone. His curly, sandy red hair, always in need of comb, gave him a boyish look. "For most mere mortals, that many students would be impossible," he said. "But for you, my dear Miss Huddleston, nothing is impossible." Christy reached for the next empty new bottle and held it steady while the doctor filled it with medicine. His hands were rough and stained, the mark of long years caring for the desperately poor residents of this Tennessee mountain cove. Although Christy had lived here several months, her own hands seemed fragile and soft by comparison. They were the hands of a city gal, as the mountain people would say. In some ways, she still was that fresh-faced girl from Asheville, North Carolina, frightened, but full of big dreams. Her wide blue eyes and delicate features made her look younger than her 19 years. She wore her sun-streaked hair swept up to make herself look older, but Christy knew it didn't fool anyone. The doctor put a stopper in each of the 2 bottles he'd just filled. He gazed around the cabin with a critical eye. "Maybe you're right," he said. "This place could use a good cleaning." It was a simple cabin, but well furnished by mountain standards. A bearskin rug lay on the hearth. An old cherry clock ticked on the mantel. A rack of antlers served as a coat rack. A hunting rifle was propped against the wall in the corner, and a pipe with an engraved silver band rested in the pipe rack by a chair. Framed inscribed photos, most from the doctor's years at medical school, peered out from the dusty shelves. "Christy," the doctor said, "there's something I've been meaning to tell you. Ask you. It's about—" He cleared his throat. "Well, about a wedding, actually." Christy blinked in surprise. "A wedding?" "Yes, that's right. And a confession I have to make."